Sleep training for adults prevent depression. Study find. Photos. Avoid these eating habits that can cause poor sleep. Fat takes longer to digest and can cause discomfort when lying down. Too much sugar in your bedtime snacks can disrupt sleep. While drinking alcohol may help you fall asleep, it can disturb your rest during the night. Drinking a lot of any fluid in the evening can increase your visit to the bedroom in the middle of the night. Limit spicy foods such as hot buffalo wings as they can make it hard to fall asleep. Drinking too much caffeine can affect your sleep. It's not just the coffee. Caffeine is also found in tea, soft drink, energy drinks, and chocolate. That big creamy pasta or other heavy meal can cause bloating, making it difficult to fall or stay asleep. CNN undergoing cognitive behavioral sleep training, which teach you how to break bad habits in order to prepare your mind and body for a good night's sleep, may help prevent depression in older adults with insomnia. A new clinical trial has found. What is exciting about these findings is that they are among the first to demonstrate that treating insomnia with a behavioral strategy, not a pill, can prevent the development of depression in older adults, said sleep specialist Wendy Trowell, a senior behavioral scientist at Rand Corporation who was not involved in the study. The study's findings are highly significant because major depression is very common among older adults and is associated with the increased risk of cognitive decline, disability, suicide, and all-cause mortality. Troxell added. Numerous studies have shown that insomnia is a major risk factor for depression, and some 30% to 50% of older adults complain of insomnia, said study author Dr. Michael Irwin, a professor of psychiatry and biobehavioral sciences in the David Geffen School of Medicine in UCLA. Adults in the randomized clinical trial who received cognitive behavior therapy for their insomnia were 2 times less likely to develop depression, Eileen said, adding that if remission from insomnia was sustained for 3 years, there was a 33% reduction in the likelihood of developing depression. That's why this study is so important, Irwin said. I have shown that we can actually target insomnia with cognitive behavior therapy and prevent depression from occurring. The study, published Wednesday in the journal JAMA Psychiatry, randomly split adults over age 60 with insomnia who but without depression into 2 groups every week for 2 months. A control group received 8 weeks of basic sleep education, which taught sleep hygiene, great characteristics of the healthy sleep, sleep biology, and how stress can impact sleep. But there was no one-on-one training, Irwin said. I had to take that information and figure out how to use it without our help. The other group received a form of behavioral sleep training called the CBT-1, administered in person in a group setting by trained therapists for 8 weeks. The benefit of this treatment approach is that it used the most evidence-based behavioral treatment for insomnia, CBT-I. 1, which has been proven to be as effective, longer lasting, and have fewer side effects than sleep medications, which can be particularly problematic in older adults. Droxel said. CBT1 has five components: stimulus control, sleep restriction, sleep hygiene, relaxation, and cognitive behavioral therapy. Sleep hygiene and relaxation involve good sleep habits, going to bed and getting up at the same time each day, eliminating blue light and noise, taking warm baths or doing yoga for relaxation, and keeping the bedroom cool and free of electronic devices. Stimulus control involves getting people to get out of bed when they were not able to sleep. Orwin said, most people stay in bed fretting about not falling asleep, which then turns the bed into the negative space, he explained. Instead, people are taught to get up after 10 minutes of tossing and turning, do quiet, non stimulating activities, and not to come back to bed until they are sleepy. Sleep restriction involves the limiting time in bed to only the period a person sleeps, plus 30 minutes. Each another way to get people with insomnia to get up instead of lying in bed awake. Cognitive therapy works to disrupt dysfunctional thoughts and beliefs about sleep. Orwin said, such as I can never sleep or I might die if I don't sleep tonight. A therapist works with the person to counter such illogical thinking, easing them back into a more realistic mindset that will allow them to relax and see the bed as a welcoming place. I really think a group setting is really important, or we said, because hearing other people's difficulties and how they are solving them can often help inform you about something that you may be dealing with. A means to an end. At the end of 2 months, the treatment ended with no further intervention. However, the study then followed the 291 people for 3 years, checking in each month to ask about symptoms of depression. The group that received the CBT1 training with the help of a sleep coach often kept the training going in their own lives, Irving said, with good result. About a third of the people were still free of insomnia at the end of the 3 year study. The group which received the sleep education did show modest effect in improving and treating insomnia, but the improvements were not durable. They didn't last, Orwin said. That's why CBTI is so effective in person, because the therapist is helping that individual navigate and negotiate with themselves, and it can be really hard work, Irwin added. I believe that's also why CBT1 apps or online tools often don't work. People get frustrated, disappointed, or angry at themselves, and they basically stop the work. The study results show a completely new and innovative way of tackling the growing problem of depression, wrote Pim Kujiper, a professor of clinical psychology at the Bergen University, Amsterdam, and Dr. Charles Reynolds, a professor in geriatric psychiatry at the University of Pennsylvania Medical Center, in the editorial published alongside the study. The stigma associated with major depression as a mental disorder is one of the main reasons for not seeking treatment, wrote Kuipers and Reynolds, who were not involved in the study. This major finding offers exciting new opportunities for the prevention field and offers a new field of research into indirect preventive interventions for avoiding the stigma or mental disorders.